Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to LaunchU, the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship's startup competition. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Jay Mohan. I'm the Executive Director of the CIE, and I have to start by saying this has been an incredible second year for us. This is the second time we are doing it. The first time we did it, we had about 25 applications that came in slowly over a period of time. And this time we had 39 applications. So first, let me thank everybody who submitted an application, because CIE's mission is empowering innovators to build successful ventures. And so every maverick, every innovator out there, we want to touch base with them. We want them to be part of this journey. We want to support them in any way we can. And while we are connected to Harrisburg University's Science and Technology, we are supporting all of Central PA, the community, the high schools, the students across the board. So I'm very excited to have 39 applications this time. Let me also start by thanking our sponsors, Giant Foods, Growing Stars, and BBSB. They have been very generous in coming in and supporting this with prize money. And also some of them have been mentors and judges to our participants. Congratulations to all the 7 finalists. You are already winners. It has been an incredible journey for you to get here. So thanks for persevering and moving through this. Another piece that I want to thank to a special shout out to Becky Smith. She's part of CIE, and Justin Dietig, the producer, because without both of them, this would not have been possible. They put an incredible amount of work to make this happen. So, thanks again. Business is hard. Life is really hard. And then we had the pandemic, but we all kept moving. And the way we move, if you look around, people innovate. And every innovation does not turn into a great business idea. But the people here who are presenting have thought about some of these problems and turned them into solutions and have come up with creative ways, which hopefully some of them turn into big companies, the next big companies after Google or Facebook. That's our hope. But none of this that CIE is doing wouldn't have been possible if there was not a solid foundation laid at Harrisburg University. So that came from the incredible vision of President Dr. Dar. Eric Dar has been like a visionary leader for Harrisburg University, which is a very young university. And over the last few years, we have made an incredible progress in so many different areas. And so when I came on board and started the CIE, there was already a solid foundation built that helped me build out from there all the programs that we are starting with CIE. So it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome President Eric Dar to say a few words about HU and CIE and why we are doing all of this to support all the entrepreneurs in this region. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that very much. Welcome, everybody, to LaunchU. As Jay said, second annual, and very excited about the diverse set of finalists. The many applications Jay referenced, we spanned ages and ethnicities and experience levels, and it was very gratifying to see the diversity of those that we've reached. Again, Harrisburg University as an institution, as a university, that's part of our mission, is to support a diverse community of learners. And in this case, we're supporting a diverse community of entrepreneurs that have great visions and ideas around new innovations and business ideas that we're hoping to foster and support their journeys. So a little bit about Harrisburg University and what we're up to. This coming academic year, we'll educate close to 10,000 students. That's students that are pursuing their degrees, whether bachelor's or master's or doctorate degrees, but also several thousand students in professional development that we're educating as well as more than 1,000 students, high school students, who are taking college courses at Harrisburg University while still in high school. A great way of reducing the cost of education and accelerating their journeys, their educational paths, and their dreams. So we're excited about all of that work. And the programs are continuing to expand at Harrisburg University. We are exploring new program offerings in health sciences, in advanced manufacturing, in advanced agriculture, the intersection of analytics, technology, and agriculture, an exciting new space for us and for the state of Pennsylvania. We have begun construction on a $100 million new education building that'll house all of our health science programs as well as our advanced manufacturing programs. I have the great privilege of being able to look out my window and see a giant tower crane and steel swinging through the sky every day as that building rises up out of the ground. Scheduled for opening and welcoming students in January of 2023. So if you happen to be in Center City, Harrisburg, and you see a giant tower crane, that's our building, and we're excited about the future and what that means for Harrisburg University, for the city of Harrisburg, and for the central Pennsylvania region. We continue to expand internationally. So we currently have students from nearly 110 countries that attend Harrisburg University. Again, part of our support for diversity and access to science and technology education. This coming September, we will open a physical site in Panama City, Panama, which will begin offering coursework in data analytics and a number of other graduate programs. We're excited about that expansion and being able to connect what happens with students and businesses in Panama to students and businesses in Pennsylvania, whether here in Harrisburg or at our campus location in Center City, Philadelphia. So the work at Harrisburg University continues. As Jay and mentioned, all of you have lived through the ravages and the challenges of the pandemic over the last 16 months or so. Harrisburg University has continued to move forward and expand our program offering and our outreach and our support for our students to the best of our ability through the pandemic. And we look forward to welcoming students back to our facilities for face-to-face education in the fall. And while maintaining perhaps some of the good lessons that we've learned about virtual education, again, to better support students regardless of their locations throughout the world. So with that, I wish everybody success today with their pitches and much success moving forward with your business ideas and your innovations. Thank you very much for your continued support and great work. With that, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Dar. And hello, everybody. My name is Justin, and I will be guiding us through the remainder of the session today, including the presentations and pitches we were about to hear from this very talented and creative group. So let's dive right in. I'm going to invite Cameron and David of the Ride Along group to go ahead and turn on their webcam and microphones. And while we're doing that, we're going to get the timer squared away and make sure their content is prepared. So I see the group up. Do you want to give me a quick hello so I can make sure the microphone's working for you?
Hello.
Perfect. All right. So just give us a moment. We're going to make sure the presentation's queued up. We have the timer queued up, and we'll just get your presentation up there. But welcome. You're the first group. Okay.
All right.
Can you do me a favor and just verify that you can navigate your slides? You can?
Yep.
Perfect. I am going to mute my mic and my camera. We're going to turn the timer on for you. You're going to have 8 minutes now. I'll remind you at 1 minute. And then I hope you have a wonderful presentation. Thanks.
All right. So hi all. We are the Ride Along group, which is going to be the future of in-action cameras to capture your attention. already other helmet-mounted cameras such as GoPro and DJI. However, these cameras are positioned on top of the helmet, so they do not provide an accurate representation of the user's perspective. Also, these cameras are expensive, ranging from $200 to $650 retail. I have personally experienced problems using GoPros in the past. I work in motorsports and have lost many cameras, to be exact, 6 cameras, whether that was rocks getting thrown up into it, to the lens, or or helmets being thrown around and the camera's getting thrown off completely. Here at Rhino Promise is to give fans and viewers a more innovative experience when it comes to watching live sports. It will put fans into the action and give them live feed of what the athletes are seeing as they experience it on the field themselves. This new view of television will change the way fans experience sports. What is it? The Ride Along is a revolutionary 4K action camera like no other in the industry. What makes Ride Along so different and so unique is that the camera is built directly into the helmet. This is going to be the same helmets that athletes will be wearing during competition. The Ride Along would be a huge innovation that could be used in many sports, from baseball to football to NFL to even the cockpits of race cars on the high banks of Daytona, or even at a local racetrack near you. With a high resolution 4K lens and technology, with built-in electronic image stabilization, allows for a crystal clear and stable image for viewers to see the action from a new perspective. This solution provides another innovative way for broadcast and streaming networks to be able to capture the audience's attention as they see the action from the perspective of the athletes live for a true in-game experience. So, the market. With millions of teams and players in the world, the Ride Along is a key player in the broadcasting industry. With 32 NFL teams and 63 players on each of those teams, for a total of around 2,016 players in the league overall. That's a lot of heads to fill with our cameras. Another great sport for the Ride Along that we could see the Ride Along succeeding in is the world of motorsports. With top series like NASCAR and Formula One, there's great potential for the Ride Along. With there being a total of 17 full-time NASCAR teams and 2 to 4 cars entered per team each week, with 8 members on that pit crew of each of those cars, or even looking at Formula One, where there's 10 teams, 20 drivers, and each team having 20 members that must be wearing helmets during any and all pit stops. There's a lot of there are a lot of unique perspectives and ways that this camera could be built into these broadcasts of these sports. When it comes to this type of business, we won't be the only ones fighting to be the best. Currently, there are 2 main competitors, GoPro and DJI. Both of these companies have succeeded in raising the bar to capture the reality of many sports and experiences such as extreme sports and even daily activities. Both organizations offer solutions with strong technologies and camera abilities, but both require external mounting or they're handheld, which does not provide an accurate experience of the athlete's perspective. Our business is tasked with bringing a new view of the game to the world of sports. Getting a trademark is the way for us to protect the company and our name. We will have proprietary technology and will be working with major helmet manufacturers in sports such as baseball, football, hockey, and racing. Placement within the helmets without sacrificing the safety integrity of the helmets is very important. Our technology can be used by teams and medical staff to help assist in determining prevention and cause of injury. Additionally, we have state-of-the-art high-definition camera technology that is continually able to evolve in various stages of research and development. So the target audience for the ride along would be broadcast companies such as ABC, CBS, NBC, Big Ten Network, Fox Sports, even that they can use those cameras to incorporate it into those live sports and give fans a great view of the game. So the important question you may be wondering is why us? What can we offer that the competition cannot? The ride along will be able to incorporate the strong technology and camera solutions while using our expertise to continually push to new levels of resolution and clarity. The key difference between our technology and others is the fact that the camera will be built inside the helmets and provide a whole new perspective and point of view for the audience and viewers, which will drive retention, ratings, and attract new viewers and streaming subscribers. The live in-game experience will put them on the field or in the race car with their favorite athletes.
Investing from our own personal savings, using a Kickstarter, getting money from friends and family, or a venture capital firm.
For fund utilization, we will use our funds to further research and develop our efforts, as well as enhance our sales through various media platforms, as well as as the company grows, we will need to hire additional employees such as engineers, customer support, marketing advisors, accounting, and IT professionals.
1 minute remaining.
For the team, this is Cam, the CEO and founder of the Revolutionary Company. He will bring experience to the industry as he already works in motorsports as well as videos. And I'm the executive vice president and chief financial officer. I'll be the expert in financing and accounting as well as marketing.
Yep. So that's all. And our question to you guys is, will you ride along?
All right. Great job. Great job, Cameron and David. So just give us a moment here. We're going to reset the timer for our 2 minutes of judge questions. If the judges want to go ahead and get ready to ask their questions, I'll be looking for judges to pop their webcam on or to give me some kind of indicator that you're ready to ask a question. Yep. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start the 2 minutes now. So if any judges want to go ahead and hop in, if you're ready there, Dan, you can go ahead.
Hi, Team Ride Along. Could you please describe the method you use to make sure that there's no other integrated camera helmet available on the market today?
Sure. So we did some researching around and really just found that all action cameras are usually mounted on the outside of the helmet, which can make it really hard for people to wear because you always have that possibility that it will fall off. So we really never found anything like it before. So I came up with it in my head and that. So yeah.
All right, Ginger or Tiffany, go ahead if you want to fire away.
Hi, Team Ride Along. I have one question for you. So in your field research, have you had an opportunity to speak with any sports franchises, even if they're minor league or collegiate sports to get an indication of interest?
So yes, so I work with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy during Sprint Car Series team, and I have personally talked to them about it. And the one key feature they talked about was when the camera is mounted on the outside of the helmet, it's very easy for that to get knocked off. And when I brought up the thought about having a camera that's built into the helmet, they looked at it as a great opportunity. I have also spoken to my friends at Bell Racing Helmets, who are very interested and think that it could be a great possibility that it could work.
Okay, and a follow-up question to that, and then I'll let Tiffany ask her questions. In looking at the design within the helmet, have you considered or been able to talk to anyone in the industry about whether it would pass the certifications that some of those helmets require in sports in terms of the integrity of the helmet to protect the wearer?
We have not, no.
Hey guys, I love the name Ride Along. That's a good one. It's a good, easy one to remember. I'm just curious, in all your market research and talking to the companies, have you seen anybody with any kind of prototype or something, even if it is homemade, to show that this idea is, currently feasible?
So through our research, we unfortunately have not found anybody who's tried anything like it before. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. All right. So that concludes the Q&A time for this group. So thank you very much for kicking us off on a strong foot there, Cameron and David. So I'll ask you to mute your microphones and close your camera so that we can move on to the second group here, which is Shiju Prakash, and it's Custo is the name of the idea here. So we're just going to take a few moments so we can transition out of the presentation here. So just give us a moment. Shiju, you want to go ahead and turn your camera and mic on so we can make sure everything's working there?
Yes, I have.
Cool. I can hear you fine. I can see you fine. So just bear with us for a moment. We have the timer ready. We're just going to hold tight until we have the content ready for you. So just bear with us for one moment. Lots of moving pieces here. So we're going to do our best to keep these transitions as smooth as possible.
No problem.
Yeah, sure. All right, so we're still seeing the ride-alongs presentation there. There we are. Shiju, could you verify that we have you have navigation ability for your slides? Just go forward and back. Yeah. Okay. All right. So sure. So if you want to go back to the start, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and mute my camera, and the timer is going to start as soon as I do that. So good luck. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is Shiju here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Custo. Custo is a food ordering platform that enables customers to order for dine-in, takeout, and delivery using their smartphone. So now all your ordering data is in one location, which provides you with a connected experience. Custo also empowers restaurants with low-cost technology so that they could streamline their operations and also market themselves directly to the customers. Let's look at some of the problems that have been plaguing the restaurant industry as such. We all love restaurants, but did you know that almost 60% of the restaurants close in the first year itself? And also, this in spite of there being so much technology that's available. In today's world, we have a lot of information before we purchase anything. But is this really available with the food that we order? 2 out of 3 people feel that they need to know more about their food. We have all had bad experiences when it comes to dining out because of messed up orders. The kitchen is really noisy, and it could also be because whoever took the order would have messed it up. This is really high during the peak hours. Now, restaurants, it's a very crowded market, and they need to really pay to find some visibility. The third parties, which is your delivery services, they do offer marketing opportunities, but it's expensive, and they don't even share the marketing data as such or ordering data as such. When it comes to delivery, it's not that as customers, we have to pay almost 50% over the list price, but even the commissions are as high as 30-40%. In an industry that runs at 20 to 25% margin, is this really sustainable? Now let's look at what Custo offers. Custo facilitates individual and group ordering. You can order without a waiter and also by skipping the queue. The order is directly sent to the kitchen, and this not only reduces the operational costs, but also increases the efficiency and also the accuracy of ordering. Now, when it comes to items, we provide ingredient level detailing so that you get to know a lot more about your food. And also there'll be a profile that we created, which would include all your allergens, all your preferences. So next time when you order, like inadvertently you're ordering something that you are allergic to, you'll be forewarned of it. The orders are directly sent via a smart chef system. It's no more a paper printout that takes your order to the kitchen. We humans are visual creatures, so we strongly believe that there'll be a reduction in prep time errors and so on and so forth. Now, no experience is works without a seamless payment option. With Gusto, you can split right at the table, pay for yourself or split among your friends. One of the major endeavors that we are doing is to provide restaurants with marketing opportunities. With Gusto Feed, that's what we are to do. Think of it like Instagram meets Twitter, wherein you could broadcast or suggest restaurants and food to your friends. And also for the restaurants, they can broadcast their promotions and so on and so forth. We track individual items. So based on that, we have a completion time clubbing technology, which will allow us to club more orders from multiple restaurants. So this improves, helps in reducing the commissions that are currently in the market. Now let's quickly look at the journey with Gusto. Like we sit in the restaurant, we order using our smartphones. Now first this order is confirmed by the POS, which is a point of sale, and then it's pushed to the respective chefs. And now you get real-time updates on each of your items. And once the food is cooked, the server is notified via the system, and then the food is served to you. After the scrumptious meal, we can all pay for ourselves or split right at the table. There's no need for you to go home, record a payment and use a Venmo, stuff like that. Let's look at the market. Since we are providing end-to-end technology, so our competitors include the POSs, the delivery system, the takeout systems, and also, but here the thing is, our standout feature is the chef display system. So looking at the market in the US, it's around $850 billion, but we consider standalone restaurants to where we will be starting off, which is around 150 million. Why invest in us? So this is a really good question. The easiest answer would be, we are the future of ordering. But if you want a slightly longer answer, it would be that we provide with dine-in this massive and stable revenue opportunity. And also the data is so much that we would be able to provide you with way better meal recommendations. And from the beginning, we want to be reducing our cash burns as much as possible so that our profitability goals are reached sooner. Now, since we are a proper facilitator between the restaurants and the customers, we strongly believe that we will be irreplaceable and irreversible. How do we make money? It's 4% of all the orders are on the bill, and also we want to keep the delivery as low as possible. So it's around 14% that we have worked up currently. The onboarding is really swift. We want to be aggressive. We want to be there in the market. So the restaurants that we acquire, we'll be providing them with around $500 to $750 of credit or hardware so that it's easy for them to switch. When it comes to customer, to incentivize them to join us right at the restaurant, we'll be providing them with a probably $10 joining bonus as such, and also you get reward points on every order that you make. So it's your credit card reward points and also your customer reward points, which can be used anywhere. Now look at the value that we are adding, because we are adding value to both restaurants and customers. Around margins would improve by about 25 to 30%. Because of better, reduced operational cost and also improved turnover. And also there's a massive upselling opportunity because, your menu becomes dynamic. We have, apart from this, once we start growing, we also have massive opportunities in terms of, being in malls, in food, anywhere their food is to be ordered, we would be there.
1 minute.
And also the table reservation systems can be all live because we are tracking all the table data live, as you could see. For the first year, we are assuming that we will have about 150,000 customers and also 500 restaurants. We want to grow to about 70 million in the year 3. These are all very conservative numbers. We want to break even in year 2. First 2 years, we would want we would want ourselves to be focusing on dining and takeout, and third year we would want to go into delivery. As a funding and product timeline, we want to launch by the year end full-fledgedly, but before that we want to do some trials, and then from next year onwards we would be fully into delivery. This is my team. Really quick shout out to all these wonderful people. I understand the time is up, so I just stop here.
We've arrived at our time. Thank you very much, Shiju. So we're going to just take one moment here We're gonna give our timer just a moment here to reset. I'm gonna give the judges just a moment to get their web cameras on and to prepare themselves to ask the questions. So the timer is ready. I think our judges are ready. Please do pop your camera on and be ready. All right, let's go ahead and start the timer. And judges, if you want to hop right in, you can. I'll keep an eye if you are looking to be acknowledged. But the question and answer time is starting now. Dan, if you're ready to go, please go ahead. Otherwise, we can have someone else go. Let's go.
Hi, Shuju.
Hi.
Interesting idea. Question about the 4.99 or 5.99 commission that you're planning to charge restaurants on all orders. What type of restaurant do you think would be most likely to pay that commission fee for every order? And specifically, like when I say type of restaurant, like fast casual or QSR, what do you think would be the best way for you to get started? And do you see the restaurants eventually needing to hire less waiters to do that?
Yeah, so one thing that I probably missed out during the presentation was that this 5% or 4.99 would include the transactional cost. So whatever your card swiping, like, currently you're paying the 2% or 3%, we would take care of it. So yes, to your answer, it would be the standalone restaurants, like it could be fast casual, all those mom and pop stores, which have really high operational costs. So we don't say that we would remove all the waiters, but even if we remove 1 or 2 waiters, it'll be a huge opportunity for them to improve their margins without having to spend any dime extra.
Tiffany, if you want to hop in with a question, feel
Hi,
free.
Siju. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. So I'm not sure if I was clear at this part, but is there some kind of equipment that the restaurants would have to adapt? I assume they, would have to sign on board to kind of encourage this idea. And if there is equipment, kind of what is the initial kind of investment a restaurant's looking to have to invest to adapt Kusto?
So the chef is a display system. So obviously it's a tablet. It could be an iPad or an Android device, and POS is also a device. We will take care of the hardware. They don't have to spend anything extra because we want to be aggressive in they are our real audience. We capture them, we capture their customers. So we don't want them to spend even a dime from their own end. And it's unlike subscription, to be honest, wherein you have to you pay for the devices and also a monthly subscription fee. Here it's just flat. It's just a 4.99, which also includes the transactional costs.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for clarifying that.
Ginger, time for a quick question if you have one. If not, we'll move on.
I do. My quick question is, it's a fairly comprehensive and large solution. So from a restaurant's point of view, they've got, if they adopt all parts of it, they have to change a lot of the ways that they do everything from order taking to delivery to the chef fulfillment of the order. Are they able to do it in phases? Can they elect to begin with just components, for instance, or, because I think that may be something that would be a concern for them?
So the quick answer would be the market has currently started to move in this direction. We have been working on this for a couple of years now. So we can start off with a dine-in. That is even our plan, to start off with dining, so that the chefs get used to the system, the POSs, people are used to it, because the point of sale is going to be very standard. The chef system is, again, it's going to be very simple. I wish I had the time for the demo, but it's very simple for them to accustom to it. So yeah, to start off, yes, we would be doing that in phases. We wouldn't be overwhelming people, but yeah, dining, just use your phone to order, place the order. That would be the core of it.
Okay, and final question is, do you have a pilot location where you've tried any of these components?
Yes, we have spoken to a lot of restaurants. Because of COVID, since last March, we have not been able to get into the market because we need good data. And right now, since people aren't dining in too much, we did not want to go into a restaurant which is empty, or after 1 week, it'll be like, hey, take it off because we can't have dine-in. So we have been in talks with a lot of people, and a lot of people have shown interest because we standardize a lot of things, and a lot of pain points that they have, especially be it marketing or this operational costs. That's where we feel that we would love to trial soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Thank you, judges, and thank you for Shaju. That's a wonderful presentation. So we're doing great here. Two great presentations down so far. So that's really awesome. If you want to go
Thank
ahead
you,
and
sorry, for this opportunity.
oh yeah, you're welcome. It's a
And a shout out to
wonderful.
Saji, also my mentor.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna move along. So while they're changing the content, Shaju, I'll ask you to mute your camera and mic. Perfect. We have the next presentation up. That was very quick. I'm going to check our timer here to make sure we are good on that front, which we appear to be. Georgina, welcome again. Can I just make sure that I can hear your microphone, and can we verify that you can navigate your slides before we get started?
Yeah, I can activate my slides.
And I can hear you just fine. So yeah, so that was a good transition there. So everyone's ready. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute my camera and I'm gonna mute my voice, and the floor is all yours. Let's start the timer and let's get the presentation going.
Hello, I am Georgiana. I am the CEO and founder of Paper AI. We are creating customizable fan fiction for all. So you might be asking yourself, what is fan fiction? Maybe you're a big fan of Game of Thrones. Maybe you love The Office and maybe want to rewrite that last season. Fan fiction is basically creative fiction written by fans for fans. If anyone just wants to add their favorite series right now in the chat, I love seeing it when I'm pitching. So let's talk a little bit more about like why fan fiction is so important. So we have series like After, which was a Harry Styles fan fiction. City of Bones, which I used to read in middle school, was a Harry Potter fan fiction, and 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction. And because of these already backing communities and these IPs, these first time authors have been able to launch over 10 million units of books because they had this community and this establishment already a part of these communities. So fans are having issues finding affordable and high quality fan fiction. So you might be asking yourself, why is this important? Fan fiction authors face constant harassment and leave their accounts due to lack of protection. Because of these websites are mostly volunteer ran, or these organizations just don't have an experience with fans in general, a lot of fan fiction authors feel neglected and they technically leave the industry and hide their portfolio of their work. And a lot of fan fiction freelance writers cost up to $400, which is extremely unrealistic to younger fans like myself. So the solution is Paper AI. We are a customizable fan fiction generator. We use GP3 and GP2, which is natural language processing models, to create stories without an author. Users can generate over 140,000 different story combinations thanks to this technology. So let's talk a little bit more about the product. You enter your information in, and because we're using GP3, we really want to allow people to have the freedom to expand upon established or their characters that they have in their mind. So we usually focus on trait customization. One of my favorite characters of all time is Kakashi from Naruto, which is an anime. And he has certain traits like passionate, supportive, funny, but his negative traits are that he's immature and lazy and cruel. But you can put different traits around and see how those combinations will affect your story. You can stay in different scenarios or different canon material. For instance, I love Kakashi. I want to see him in a modern day setting, or maybe I want to see him in the universe that I found him in. You can have your fanfiction delivered to you in less than a few days. So let's more talk about the product. We launched in March 2021 and we started generating sales. I've been grateful to have this amazing community who just wants to see their favorite characters generated. I have been delighted that I've been able to use my skills in Python to create different universes in Dragon Ball to different universes in Avatar Life and Bender, and I will continue to love this community until we exit. So the market right now, we are focusing on the digital publishing market size, which is around 51 billion. But we really want to focus on active English users on fan fiction websites because certain other startups have a tendency to do a global launch, and they always miss the opportunities of certain niches that North America users just love. And so we really already have the experience in this fan fiction community, so we really want to target and focus on them. So our market landscape right now, we really want to focus on high quality writing with low operation costs. Other startups like Kangaroo, which is currently in stealth, they have high operation costs because they work with celebrities and license a lot of their material. Or AI Dungeon, another GP3 startup, but they have really low quality writing because they're endless stories and they focus on a Dungeons and Dragons type of style and literature, and they have extremely high operation costs. Their subscription costs around $20 a month, which is really unrealistic for a lot of their fans. So our current business model right now, for our first MVP, we used to charge around $5 to $10 for word count, but now we're switching to a subscription model. So for our official launch, we are really targeting $10 to $20 subscriptions to allow super fans the stories that they want to see, because we noticed in our user interviews, a lot of our fans are active readers. So our go-to-market strategy right now, we are planning for an official website launch in September 2021 and a private beta of an iOS app in November 2021. We have 3 unique scaling strategies. We really want to target community partnerships by targeting already established conventions, Discord groups. That's how we got our initial first 50 users. But we really want to target story showcasing by having community aspect of allowing people to rate the stories that they generate, and also allowing people to have audio affiliation. I'm connected with a lot of voice actors in the community, so having people who are willing to pay for their ebooks to be audio backed is really important for a lot of super fans. So the timeline right now, we have reached a lot of our goals. We have finished our genre-focused GP3 models. We are hired another co-founder, and we are currently expanding to different conventions online. We are presenting at another one in May and another one in June, but we really want to focus on Q3 and Q4 with having our launch and also having the established partnership, since we already have one established partnership for technology sourcing. So the team, I love building communities on the internet and beyond. I have past startup experience where I helped raise a 50K pre-seed for another startup called YourConvey, and I have machine learning experience at Apple from Google doing research and also computer vision research as well. Follow our development. Here's my email, the website, also our MVP. Thank you so much for allowing me to pitch.
All right. Thank you very much, Georgina. So you finished just a little early, so I'm going to give our judges just a moment to get ready. And I do want to thank our judges, Dan Alonso, Innovation Manager at the Giant Company, Ginger Kunkel, who's Chief Operating Officer at Riverview Bank, and also Tiffany Cow, who's the co-producer at the Business Behind Small Business, BBSB podcast, which definitely check that out if you get a chance. So we started with Dan the past few times for our judges' questions, so I'd like to turn that around. So I'm not sure, Tiffany or Ginger, if either one of you wants to hop in with a question for Georgina. Then Tiffany, looks like you're ready. Please go ahead, and we're going to start the timer now.
Hi. So is it Georgie or is it Georgiana?
I usually just go by both.
Both. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very sweet. I'm just curious, what is your connection with fan fiction? You have such a passion about it when you talk about it. Why fan fiction for this product?
When I immigrated to America, I learned like American English via fan fiction, so it's been really helpful for me to develop my speech, and that's why I'm so connected. I've been reading fan fiction to help my English so much, so it's kind of been integral for me entering America, and now it's integral part of my lifestyle to read fan fiction.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
All right, Ginger, do you want to hop in, or if you don't have a question?
Yeah, absolutely. I do have a question. So how would you market to reach the super fans that your product and your stories are aimed at?
Yes, so I noticed with a lot of other startups who go into the space, they completely neglect anime conventions, since it's conventions where a lot of goers go to because they're kind of attention on the stereotypes of mega fans are hyper and they won't want your product, but a lot of them just want to demo it. So we have been accepted into 2 conventions for this year, and we're expanding to another 5 so we can sponsor as well. And so we're trying to target conventions so we can have that established trust to know people that we are fans as well. And additional ways that we're also targeting a lot of fan communities and groups that are already established. Like one of them that I'm a really big fan of on Discord, what was their name? Fantastic Arcade and Glitch. They have been wonderful in our development and getting more users onto our mailing list. So it's been really impactful. And also our COO, Parina, has been amazing of trying to connect with already established fan groups. We all know about One Direction, but we all know about other boy band groups, but they have established networks on Twitter that they are really open to allowing anyone to sponsor us, hosting workshops with them as well.
Okay, and just a follow-up question. It seems like your overhead is fairly low to produce your product, do you feel you can reach these audiences without a lot of investment in overhead?
Yes. I'm so sorry if I interrupt. So basically, with a lot of the GP3 costs, we found a way to, even if we don't get the target that we want, we are going forward to doing books as well. So we're gonna launch our first manuscript and launch it on Amazon self-publishing route, so that even if people don't like our initial product, we still get that fan base from our official first book launch and put them into our application. So no matter what, we'll still have a revenue source from publishing books via GP3.
I love that word, manuscript. Okay, thank you, Georgina.
Dan, you got a quick question for Georgina here?
Sure. So what are next steps beyond the MVP that you have now? You mentioned looking to build an app. Like, how do you expect to do that? Like, is that something you're doing on your own? You're hiring somebody? How do you envision doing that?
So I'll go back to the timeline slide. So I actually have technical experience with building apps on my own time. So I recently hired a COO to help me with more of like the design and also the community management, so I can focus on engineering. Since we already have the MVP, we're looking to launch our website where we allow users just to completely post their stories as well, and this allow me to not have to automate everything myself. So selling point, everything else. So later on, the next steps is to, when we have the initial users from the website, to go into pre-seed funding, but also like prepare for a private demo for our iOS app, which we are in the works of right now.
So just to be clear, you're doing the development work?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right, that's going to end the QA portion for this presentation. Great job, Georgina, and thank you to the judges. So as we're getting set up for our transition here, I do just want to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Again, our sponsors include the Giant Company, the Growing Stars online tutoring service, and also BBSB, the business behind small business. And do be sure to check out those podcasts. I'm seeing content up that looks good. I'm seeing a webcam on. Alec, if you want to turn your mic on, make sure I can hear you, and just make sure you can navigate your slides, and then we'll be all set.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to have the timer start now, and I'm going to stop my video and mute. So the floor is yours, Alec.
Sounds great. Thank you. All right. So I'm Alec from Ballast, and we make secure code signing and global software distribution easy. Or in other words, we give developers superpowers for fighting hackers. So a little bit about us. My co-founder Zachary Pelkey and I have actually been working together for over 7 years, and we actually met at our freshman year in HU. We're technical founders with experience in software engineering, consulting, cybersecurity, and blockchain technologies. We've actually even written coding boot camps that have been deployed to 30+ universities around the world. We also regularly give talks at IEEE, IoT North America, PA TechCon, and many others on these topics. So we're very familiar with getting out there and evangelizing the tech that we believe in. We also have a lot of hacker friends. They love to get their kicks out of breaking things, and we're builders at heart. We get a kick out of building software that's hard for them to break. Now, each and every year, millions of devices are coming online, and they're all being secured by fundamentally flawed architecture. See, we're all relying on these often exploited single points of failure. These are third parties known as certificate authorities. We eliminate them from the picture entirely, and in fact, we actually eliminate the concept of a certificate authority. And what I mean by certificate authority, I'm talking about the companies that issue certificates that allow you to view that green lock when you navigate an HTTPS website. They do a lot of other things, but this is the most common way that you've encountered them. Now, you might not have realized this, but 3 companies in the world, IdenTrust, DigiCert, and Sectigo, own a 90% market share on root certificates. And you've likely never heard of them before. And yet we're all putting our implied trust in them to secure our internet infrastructure. And when this goes wrong, a code signing certificate and key misuse event costs an organization about $15 million. Happens twice a year across 55% of organizations. So this is costing our economy at least $8 to $16 billion every year. And that's just what we're aware of. And unfortunately, it does get worse. As you might have heard recently, the SolarWinds attack basically compromised the entire US 500, US Fortune 500, all of the US telecom providers, all branches of the military. Effectively, our entire US infrastructure was compromised in a single attack. And of course, with this recent pipeline hack, we've started to see a lot more of these software supply chain attacks. So this was all a direct result from antiquated public key infrastructure, centralized access control systems, which all lead to this fragile software supply chain, things that we all fix with Ballast. Now, a traditional public key infrastructure looks something like this. It's called a chain of trust, which basically means a chain of third parties that you're all putting your trust in that they won't get hacked. Now, you can actually attack any of these people in the chain here. You don't even have to target the 3 companies that have a 90% market share. If you just get one, then you could start issuing certificates on behalf of organizations like Facebook and Google. And so the system is only ever as strong as its weakest link. Now, we're eliminating these single points of failure entirely, and instead we're adding multiple points of accountability. So this diagram on the left here, that node there in the center, if you attack this is what a traditional public key infrastructure looks like. If you attack that node there in the center, you're basically attacking the entire system. We're turning it into the diagram on the right, where there's no centralized points of failure, there's no centralized access control systems, and there's no certificate authorities to attack. So we have a multi-factor system for everything. If you imagine a nuclear warhead that requires multiple keys to be turned at the same time for it to launch, we're taking that analogy and applying it to software releases. So now multiple developers have to sign off on a piece of software for it to be published. Rather than being able to slip some code through a back door without anyone realizing it, now you have to get through each and every one of your developers and through your entire infrastructure, significantly increasing the challenge for a hacker. Now, this is a preview of our dashboard. We currently support arbitrary executable binaries, NPM packages, Python packages, and Docker images. And all of this happens without third-party trust. Now, one of the first things that we did was validate our security model against some of those hardcore hackers in the world. We're friends with hackers that both run and frequent conferences such as DEF CON, B-Sides, and many others. So we know we're pushing the bar forward from a security perspective. Our beta registrations in Discord are growing at an average 20% week over week. And we have progressive decentralization. So we can actually provide benefits of technologies like blockchain without the painful user experience and tax and operational burdens that come with them. We've also partnered and gotten investment from Consensus and Protocol Labs, 2 of the largest blockchain and Web3 companies in the world. And we're also a Ceramic Network launch partner. Now, our business model actually abstracts the variable cost structure of blockchain and all of these technologies into a simple SaaS model for organizations with a free tier, a pro tier, and an enterprise tier. And the competitive landscape looks something like this. The players on the left require effectively complete trust in them for them to work. Some of them aren't very easy to use, and some of them are not feature filled to what you need to. And if you actually want to do a custom implementation, you're going to be spending countless developer hours building almost the same thing, but a less secure version, or wrangling with PGP and custom access control logic. Whereas Ballast is both easy to use and requires no trust for it to work. You don't even have to trust us for the system to work. And the market that we're targeting is IoT. And just last year, $115 billion was spent on IoT alone, and number is growing every year. The security as a service market is a $16.9 billion market, and capturing 1% of that will yield $169 billion obtainable market. So our market strategy so far, in Q1 and continuing, we've been building bottoms-up community growth through open source integrations, providing valuable educational content to users, and basically winning the hearts and minds of open source developers in our space. In Q2, we're gaining Web3 adoption, distributing some of the most common Web3 tools like Ethereum nodes, IPFS nodes, and so on with Ballast to increase the security of this new Web3 ecosystem, as well as gain the social proof that we need to move back into more traditional enterprises, where then we'll be targeting energy, automotive, and embedded systems, and of course, expanding into the greater DevSecOps market. And in Q1, we integrated with a lot of existing systems, so we're meeting developers where they're at now, but we have ladders for trustless implementations as organizations transition into Web 3.0. And in a few months, or actually in a few weeks, we're going to be launching our beta. And that's going to be to Web 3 developers and some forward-thinking Web 2 developers. And at the end of the year, we're going to be activating our SaaS monetization model to enable those pro and enterprise tiers to capture the value that we create.
45 seconds.
Thank you so much. You can contact us at contact@valus.io, find us on Twitter, valus_io, or just come hop in our Discord. We have a pretty awesome community, valus.io/Discord. Look forward to seeing you there.
Right under the wire. Great job, Alec. All right, so we're just going to take just a moment to queue up our timer again and to give our judges a moment to get ready. I am going to defer to Ginger this time. If she's got her question first, she'll be able to turn her camera on and let us know. Are you ready with the question, Ginger?
I am, and this is a very impressive presentation. You know, in my role as a Chief Operating Officer, we are continually looking at multi-factor authentication, cybersecurity, you know, any kind of advantage that we can get as a financial institution to protect ourselves from cyber threats, and they really are, you know, considered now for banking, you know, a higher threat than credit risk or any other threat that used to be considered the biggest threat in our industry. So, and I'm not even, you know, alone in that with our industries. So my question to you would be, have you had any conversations with any providers? Like, for example, we use Delta Risk to do penetration testing, and they would, you know, obviously tell us about different types of options that we could use to defend ourselves against, you know, multiple areas of attack into our systems. Have you had any conversations with, you know, outfits like that to get their opinion on your solution?
Absolutely. Actually, we have quite a bit of friends and colleagues that are in pen testing shops or red teams, and we got all of their opinions on this. Actually, that was the first thing that we did do. And so, yeah, as far as we're more of the defense side, but we have partnerships with folks that are on the pen testing side so they could come in and then we could actually be a viable solution to some of the vulnerabilities that they expose.
Okay.
Tiffany, do you want to hop in? And if not, we can have Dan hop in.
Sure, I'll hop in. All right, thanks so much for the presentation. I'm just curious, so you yourself seem very technical, you have a great technical background. Do you currently have a team, or you're thinking about building a team to kind of help you kind of stand up this company to kind of drive this product to market? And what's your idea on that?
Absolutely. So my co-founder and I, thankfully, are very technical, so we've been able to do a lot of this, but we just hired our first full-time engineer, and so we're starting to scale out the team a little bit more. A few months from now, we're going to hire a biz ops person as well. But yeah, we are scaling the team now.
Dan, if you want to hop in.
Hi, Alec. Thanks for the overview. As far as where you are in the product development, you know, I saw the tiers that you had identified. Have you been able to generate any revenue yet on this? And could you describe what you see as you know, the path forward for this and growth opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. So we are still pre-revenue. We're in alpha stage right now with a small community and a few key partnerships in the Web3 space, being Consensus Protocol Labs and a few others. So our strategy there is basically, once the beta is ready, they're going to hop on board, distribute some of their tooling that developers, basically almost every developer in Web3 uses right now. And then so we capture some of those top 10 tools first, and then sort of expand there. And then when we activate the SaaS model, we've been modeling it basically around some of the more common options in this area with DevSecOps tooling. So something about like $49 a month for a pro tier and about $500 a month for an enterprise tier with some other additions on there.
So when would you see yourself starting to collect revenue as a business? Is that in Q2 or at what point in your plan?
Yeah, so right now in Q2, we're going to be basically analyzing our data from our users and getting a better idea of our cost structure besides the estimates that we've already made. Q3 is when we expect to start making some revenue. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Is there time for one follow-up question, Justin?
If you got a quick one, we're being a little liberal with the judges. It's very important that your questions get asked. So yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
What industry is your first beta in?
Web3.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Awesome. All right, great job, Alec. I mean, I know I'm just really blown away with all these ideas and presentations so far, and just want to reiterate how fortunate we are here at Harrisburg University to be able to host an event like this that really aligns so closely with the entrepreneurial nature of what we also do at HU. So this is just really awesome so far. So thank you, Alec. If you want to mute your camera and microphone while we get the timer set up, we're going to get the content presentation set up as well. So just bear with us for a minute. We're still on Alec's presentation, and we're looking to move to Perry's idea, which is a cell phone screen protector. It's going to block some radiation. So Perry, if you want to hop in and get your camera turned on, I can see you. Do you want to pop your mic on and test the navigation of the slide so we can make sure everything's a go?
Yeah, it works. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. So it looks like you are ready to go. I'm going to mute my camera and my microphone, and with that, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. What if I told you that you are probably carrying a device that causes health hazards with you right now? Hi, I'm Perry Rajesh, and I'm the founder and executive director of LaunchU. The device I'm talking about is a cell phone. So the erratic radiation that is emitted from cell phones can actually cause adverse health effects. At LaunchU, we strive to educate about the harmful effects and block the radiation with our unique screen protector. We hope for anyone to be able to safely use technology without fear for their health. The problem we aim to solve is that cell phones emit hazardous radiation, and that can cause adverse health effects. The erratic radiation from cell phones are actually bursts of radiation that can cause health effects like headaches and tinnitus, and even increase the risk of cancer. Everyone uses cell phones, from toddlers to senior citizens. And the radiation can be especially harmful to younger children because they are not as developed. But phones are everywhere and affect everyone. Based on 3 years of prior research and experimentation, one of the most important conclusions I have formed is that a mesh barrier can decrease the radiation from highest levels of 10,000 to 13,000 microwatts per meter squared to lowest levels of 1 to 20 microwatts per meter squared. With this barrier, the health effects of radiation could be decreased from risk of cancer like leukemia to minor headaches and tinnitus, which is like ringing in the ears. Our solution is to contribute towards increasing awareness and reducing the harmful effect of radiation through both a product and education. The product is a cell phone screen protector, which deflects radiation away from the user and decreases the health effects. Education will be through a website and increases awareness of cell phone radiation and its health hazards. The product itself will be a clear touchscreen screen protector, which is made of a printed circuit board with printed copper wires that are nanometers wide. Some features are clear visibility and touch sensitivity so as to protect the functionality of the phone. In the picture on the side of the product overview, we can see in the top that it's a crude prototype of the screen protector, and it shows the wires, copper wires. This was what was used in my experimentation, and this actually does decrease the radiation that is emitted from the phone towards the user. The unique cell phone screen protector reflects cell phone radiation away from the user and protects them as they are using their phone. The screen protector, in addition to fulfilling its purpose of protecting the cell phone screen from cracks and scratches, also protects the user from harmful radiation without impacting the usability or functionality of the phone. The mission of LaunchU is to educate about the health effects of cell phone radiation and block the radiation with the unique screen protector. The vision is for anyone to be able to safely use technology without fear for their health. Even though there is competition with other radiation blocking cell phone case and accessory companies like SafeSleeve, Vest, and Pong, our product actively blocks the radiation while the user is interacting with the phone. The other companies only cover the back of the phone or are either taken off while the phone is being used. The target market for this product is the cell phone case and screen protector market, which is valued at over $3 billion. The target customers are those that are concerned about their health, especially in relation to cell phone radiation, and parents with younger children because of the increased effects for younger children, but also all cell phone users, since everyone uses cell phones and this radiation can really affect anybody. Sales and marketing will mostly happen through the online website, along with education through that website. The initial goal is to manufacture and distribute the product at minimal cost to the people who are really concerned about this problem, and also raise awareness of cell phone radiation and its ill health effects. Advertising could happen through the school district, and also other local schools, local libraries, and social media. Funding will be required for the materials, manufacturing, and expertise in manufacturing the product itself. General revenue model for the first year of operation, and this shows both the costs and revenue along with the profit for the first year. The costs have several categories, like the employees' website fees, legal fees, insurance, and marketing. And the total comes up to $31,220. The revenue will be through product sales and website ad revenue, and it comes up to $65,000. And the first year profit is calculated to be $33,700. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Do you guys have any?
Great job, Perry. So let's just give our judges just a moment to get sorted out here. It looks like Dan is ready to rock. Our timer's ready. Dan, go ahead, fire away.
Sure. Hi, Perry. Thanks for your overview, and thanks for the education on cell phone radiation, something I don't think about a lot when I use my phone. I'd like to know a little bit more about the product itself. So I saw the prototype in the slide as far as the wires. I'm trying to make sure I understand exactly how that gets embedded in a screen protector that's used while you're using the phone. So could you just explain the product itself a little bit more?
Sure. So I'll just go back to the slide of the product overview. Yeah, so the product itself is a screen protector, which is like a printed circuit board, which allows us to print the copper wires onto the board itself. Here in the prototype, we can see that it's wrapped around, but the printing will create more uniform, a more uniform mesh. And it'll basically be like a glass screen protector, like a normal screen protector, but has copper wires laid into it that protects the radiation. Protects the user from the radiation.
Okay, so would the wires be visible, or would they be so small that you wouldn't see them?
Yeah, they'd be very small, so you couldn't see them.
Okay, thank you. Tiffany?
Hi, Perry. Thanks for the education. I feel like I'm kind of looking at my cell phone a little suspiciously now, now that I'm fully aware of what's emitting. I'm just curious. So I understand that right now it's mostly just you and the company. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just curious to know your story. Why this product, and why build a business around this?
So I've actually done 3 years of research on this topic of cell phone radiation, and what kind of barriers there are to cell phone radiation and things like that. And I really think it's an important issue that needs to be addressed, which is why I create a business around it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Ginger, did you have another question?
I do. So is this designed for aftermarket use? In other words, you wouldn't have to have any interaction with the phone manufacturer to make it possible to be used with the phone. It's something that would be purchased and installed by the owner after they've gotten their phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this would be a separate thing, like you'd buy a cell phone case. It'd just be separate.
Okay. And would it apply also to other things like iPads and other sizes, or just phones?
It would apply to other sizes also. It'd just be manufactured in different sizes.
Okay. Thank you, Perry.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Perry. Thank you, judges. We're gonna transition into the next presentation here. So if you want to mute your camera and your microphone, we have the timer set up, so everything's going smoothly. Up next, we got Rocco, who is going to talk to us about his idea. Now, Rocco, if you want to just go ahead and turn your microphone on and then navigate your slides. Cool.
All right, I think we're all good.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to mute my microphone and my camera, and we're going to start the timer, and the floor is yours.
Alrighty, so how many times a week have you found yourself looking at your phone and it's been dead or close to dead? Well, that's what our product, we kind of want to fix that problem you have. So pretty much everything, especially with COVID, you are on your phone all day. You look at it for contacting family, friends, your job, entertainment. It's used for almost anything. So our goal is to provide a solution that's environmentally friendly and allows you to stay out and not have to keep going back and charging your phone. So the problem is you find yourself out, even if you want to charge your phone out there, the products that are offered are either bulky, inconvenient with lots of cords that get all messy, and they might not even fully charge your phone depending on what quality you buy them at. So about us, we're a solar powered wireless charging device that magnetically connects to the back of your phone. So our product is mostly right now for iPhones, as they have introduced a technology that will be compatible with our product, but we're looking to expand if the newer Android phones also have that technology. So we looked and researched that the solar panel would be able to charge indoors, but it would be at a lesser rate. But if you're indoors, you can just use the USB-C port and plug it right into the wall there. And then you're good to go when you go outdoors. So our market right now is, like we talked about, the newer iPhone products, and hopefully when Apple releases their information like they do every like September, November, they release their new iPhones, and we hope that their product will also have the magnetic capabilities. So that allows our product to continue to keep using. And our market mostly right now, we think parents who are out on the go, going to soccer games, baseball games, going on family vacations, you find yourself out and you have to use your phone to get tickets, order food, make sure everybody's okay. And travelers, so if you're out and about, say going on a train or something or a boat tour, and you're out, you find yourself on your phone looking, taking pictures, but you want to make sure you still are able to use your phone. So right now we have a couple competitors that aren't exactly like our product, but offer some of the features. So Osli is a magnetic wireless charger that you can set it down, but you can't carry it with you. The iWalk is another brand, and it sits on the back of your phone, but it has some bad reviews about poor quality and possible overheating. Then the biggest competitor we found was Xvidea, and it's a UK-based company, but it was clearly hypothetical at that point, and we did not see actual product released. And the Blavor was a solar power bank, but it's like twice or three times the size of a phone, and it doesn't allow portable usage. Next one. Then this is Elijah, our CFO, to talk about the model.
All right, so one of the main selling points on our product is its size and its location. It's nice that with the new iPhones, they have a magnetic ring in the back of their phone, which they call their MagSafe technology. And with that, they've come out with wallets and other phone cases and chargers to go with that. We're using that technology to create a portable charger that sticks to your phone. And by doing this, it has to be convenient. And one of the most convenient things is not having to worry about holding a charge on your phone. Say you forget to charge your phone, or even this battery pack the night before, you're fine, because I mean it is a solar powered product, and that's one of the most convenient parts about it. It will sit on the back of your phone, LaunchU with the MagSafe technology, and built in we have cooling vents to go compete with the iWalk, as one of the biggest problems with having battery packs so close to a phone is the probability of overheating. Since people are carrying less with them, like people have smaller bags, don't necessarily carrying wallets as much anymore, especially females. Like I know my mom has like a little rubber wallet thing for her credit cards and cash on the back of her phone. I know she could put this on here right instead, and she would really love this. It's really nice. It's a convenient size. It has the battery pack is a perfect size for this, as it's constantly charging. So we don't need a huge battery pack, which allows us to keep our product a small and slim size. As of now, I've gone through all of the products and the pieces that we would need. we found that it would cost around $17 per unit for us to create this ourselves. As we find manufacturing partners and actually decide that this is something that product that people would like to buy, we found that we could probably get it down to around $12.50 per unit. And we've actually taken polls of our peers and other people, other demographics, and we found that people are willing to pay about $35 for this product. So we have a really good turnaround on our products. Yep, go ahead.
So as the marketing director, I created a survey where we sent out a survey to 40 possible consumers. And from that consumer list, we have developed that around 78% of people would buy our product, which is amazing. And then when asking about how much they would pay for such product, our average percentage was over 50 for 25 to 35. So therefore, we set our price point at $35 since some people did say that they would pay more for the product as well. We also asked the question on whether they would buy our product over competitors because it is environmentally friendly, and we had a 68% response rate for yes, which is also awesome. Oh, wrong way. We also asked how many times a week people would say that they would forget their charge, like when they're out of the house, which was 60% said 1 to 2, which proves the need for our product in society. And we also we gathered the demographics for our possible consumers. Our marketing plan, majority of our products will be sold online, and we will create social media accounts on multiple platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, which are the most popular social media platforms. We would use social media because teens and young adults are really part of our target audience. So we would have influencers promote products to their communities to really push it out to our target audience. Here we have examples of possible social media posts we would do, one being TikTok, because TikTok is really what's blowing up in the teen and young adult audiences. So here we have a video we would post on Monday in a specific time. We have that set up. So it would be a video saying, "Don't fear this screen anymore," and it's a low battery screen. So that would kind of be comical and really get people more involved in our product. We also have a Twitter one where we said, "Remember when this was new? We can't either." And it's a picture of this really old phone with a battery pack. So that one also reaches out. We would put it out on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Like we have all those situated.
35 seconds.
And then finally, we have an Instagram post, which would go out on Friday at 10, which would say, "Capture the perfect sunlight with a full battery." So using all these hashtags on these Instagram posts would really put us out to more and more people in our target audience. And then here's Rocco, CEO, for summary.
So pretty much people struggle to keep their devices charged, and we want to help fix that problem. So we provide an easy, environmentally friendly solution to help people go out and do what they want to do in the world. And it's a booming industry with literally $500 billion of phone accessory markets and like telephones and cell phones. So thank you for listening to our presentation.
Right. Thank you, Rocco and team. We're just going to give the staff here just a moment to reset the timer. And looks like Dan's ready. So let's jump in with Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
Hi, team. Question about how fast this actually would charge. What's your estimate as far as how long it would take to charge my phone if it was empty?
That has to do with the amount of sun that the panel has absorbed already, because it will be filling the battery pack even while your phone is already like fully charged. So that right there, that leaves a reserve already. And as it's charging your phone, it's still absorbing energy and kind of refilling itself as you are charging your phone. So it should only take probably around 2 hours to get a full charge, maybe even less. It really depends on the amount of sunlight you're getting and how often you're using your phone.
Thank you.
So just going on what you just said about how much sunlight you're getting. So I was just kind of thinking logistically, I mean, usually like my phone is in my back pocket, in my jacket, or in my purse. Like how, I mean, would they kind of have to change the behavior of the person using it so they're kind of making sure they're collecting the charge, or how, what do you think about that?
So we thought about that a bit in our research. So we looked up that under incandescent light bulbs, it will actually keep charging. So if you're at your desk or wherever you are, you can set even the battery pack by itself and not your phone to charge there, and it will slowly charge up. but it also has a USB-C port where you can charge it. Say you're at home waiting to go out and you want to use your phone, you can actually charge our battery pack with the cord before you go out. So you're already at the full charge.
Got it. So is it one instance? Is it just like a full, is it one time that you can charge your phone from 0 to full, or is it?
Our predictions right now we weren't able to find a lot in the technology data, but based around the other products we saw on the market, depending on your phone usage, especially if you're running a lot of apps, it could run anywhere from a full battery to 2, depending on how conservative you are with your phone usage.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
Ginger, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, just jumping off of Tiffany's question, because that's what I was curious about as well, whether it could use ambient light or if it had to have direct sunlight. Is there the ability then to use your normal charge, like your fully charged phone, that you've already charged using a regular device, and then keep that reserve until you are drawn down, or is it continuously drawing down the battery?
I can address this in Elijah can too. Since our product, it's removable from your phone, so it won't constantly be there. So say your phone's already charged up and you don't want to have your phone constantly charging right now, you can leave our product off your phone and put it on when you're actually in need of the charge.
Okay, thanks.
And that also has to do with one of the earlier questions about keeping your phone in your back pocket. Since it is removable, you don't have to worry about it not charging in your back pocket. Put it in your purse, backpack, set it on your desk. It'll be charging when there's a light around it and it's in the area for the solar panel to absorb it. It's a convenience. It's there. It's removable. You don't have to worry about it getting in the way, and I mean you can use it once it's attached to that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, perfect. So Rocco, if you want to go ahead and mute your mic and your camera, you guys did a great job. And we're gonna, we got the timer set up, so we're gonna just hang tight here for just a moment while we get the presentation for our last, but certainly not our least presentation that's going on, and that's Shweta with Yes Local. So Shweta, if you want to turn your camera on and your microphone.
Sure.
You sound good. Do you want to just navigate your slides for a moment just to make sure they're working? They are. Okay. It looks like everything tech-wise is squared away. So I'm going to mute my camera and my microphone, and the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Hey guys, so my company is Yes Local. As you can see by name, it's based for small local businesses and mom and pop stores. So this is me. I worked as product manager with a couple of startups. During my free time, I'm also a program member for the startup committees. I do have computer science background, so which really helped me to really focus on the problem and how I can solve it. And moving forward, how I came up with this idea. So you guys might have, during the pandemic, might have thought that, oh, what if I can just run by or go to my local restaurant and grab some favorite food? Or you might have thought of like how I can go to my local coffee shop and grab the morning coffee. Same thing happened with me in pandemic. So the picture that you see on the left, it's from Mike's Pastry, which is only located in Boston, Massachusetts. And that's the only shop. So if I wanted to go and have like a pastry, I cannot do it during the pandemic because it was a local shop. There was no online website where I can order it. And I came across like a couple of friends and, a few people, like they had a similar problem in pandemic where they cannot just go to their local shops where they can just grab the food or go to the food trucks or the coffee shops or the wine stores. And I came like in pandemic, as we have seen, there were thousands and thousands of small local businesses closed down because they had no customers, they had no revenue, there was no income coming in, and many people were furloughed, like many people were laid off. And that was a heavy loss. And as these small local businesses, they don't have technology, they don't have technical knowledge or tools or websites or tablets to use it. They don't have knowledge about it, due to which the sales goes down. They don't have revenue, and at the end of it, like they have to close down during such calamities like pandemic. And Grubhub and all those services, they charge them 30%, which is very high fee for them to run the business. And as you can see, like these are few small businesses, like wine store, cafes, restaurants, farmers market. And the solution is, my product, Yes Local, will provide one-stop shop for the local small businesses where they will have online presence. It will help them to go digital, low cost. It will help them to scale up, and also and it will acquire more customers, the local customers, as well as, if someone wants to order from different state or from different places, there'll be no constraint on the distances. And we have the use of AI and machine learning technologies that will help them to promote the businesses everywhere online. And going forward, we're going to provide them the analytics tool. So the proposition, like how I set myself different with the product, is low cost to go digital. We're going to scale up, so it will help them to not only focus on one small city, it will also help them to grow fast using new technologies and acquiring more customers. Will help them to, small businesses to increase their revenue and sales. And the target market, this is based on my research, where in the US, we have 31.7 million small businesses, which includes, the food trucks, cafes, restaurants, farmers market, clothing and wine store. And out of which, like 98% of them have less than 100 employees, and 90% have less than 20 employees working. And if we go and see, can you guys see? I'm not able to move my.
Let's see. We might need to reload the presentation. If we could pause the timer for a moment here. Pause the timer, and let's see. Maybe we need to reload the presentation if we can. Mm-hmm. So just give us a second. Sorry for the technical issue here, Shweta. We'll get it right back up.
Yep. No worries. Yep.
Okay. So let's see if we are able to progress past that slide.
No, I can progress it. Yep.
Are you good? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good now. Yep.
All right, let's restart the timer and let's go.
Yeah, so this is like a research based, like how was the sales in 2018 and 2020. So in 2018, the sales were more compared to 2020 because of the pandemic, because of the COVID. Many small businesses shut down and they don't have any resource where they can still continue the businesses. So moving forward, like the go-to-market strategy with my product, what I'm planning to do is the plans is providing, the website will be available, like customers, the small businesses can use it on the phone or on laptop, like the web-based, or they can even access the browser, like the website on the browser. So it's friendly for smartphones or desktop or MacBooks. And for this, I even interviewed the local businesses. I had like one-on-one meetings with them to understand what are the pain points are. And going forward to market it, I'm planning to focus on the 10 to 20 customers. And then for that, I'll be participating in local trade shows and demoing the websites and the product, using the social media to market it, and also provide like free access for 9 months. And after they get comfortable with the websites and they want to continue, then I'll start the subscription-based access, and also provide like subscription based on referrals. And these are few competitors that I did research on, where PayPal is only providing online payment. Grubhub, DoorDash, they charge 30% to deliver. And Amazon, Google, Facebook, they are in the marketing field. So for me, like my business, my product will be incorporating everything. It's going to be like a one-stop shop with the marketing, no charge for delivery, processing the payments, along with that, creating an online presence for the businesses. And going forward, I'm going to partner with Harrisburg Center of Innovation to continue and expand the idea and the investment. So the plan is for me right now to focus on one state, for example, Massachusetts, and then to expand. So in Massachusetts specifically, we have like more than 6,000 small businesses. and which is like more than 1.4 million employees. So the plan is to start here. And the estimated prototype is, gathering the hardware and software, and I'll be working on the website. So I'm the only employee. So I'm gonna work on the website, and slowly and steadily I'll be hiring one more or two engineers to work on the website, and then I can focus more on the marketing and expanding the business. And this is me. This is for the thank you. I think it's not working, but this is me, and then you can ask me any questions if you have. Thank you, guys. And shout out to my mentor, JJ Mohan. Thank you so much for all the inputs.
Right. Great job there. So we're going to give our timer a chance to reset. Ginger, we've had you come third the last few times. If you're ready and you want to hop in first, you can feel free. If not, we'll defer to Dan. It's your call, Ginger.
Sure, I'm happy to. Thank you for the presentation. So if I'm a small business, what do I have to do to prepare in terms of hardware, or is it downloading an app? What would I need to do to prepare to be involved in this Yes Local?
Sure. So the small local businesses, you don't have to do anything. So I will be the one who will come up with my hardware and software. So the software is like the website, I have it, like yeslocal.com. So I'll be doing, so as a local business, you just have to provide your products and the pricing. And I'll be the one who will be doing everything, like putting all the prices and the product in the website. So for you, you just have to let me know about your products and the prices, and that's it. And I'll be doing the heavy lifting and training them and making sure they understand what it is and how it works. That's all you have to do. So no investment on the local businesses side.
What about, so it's a little bit of a CRM, right? A customer management or customer relationship management tool. Will it require them to train their employees or their staff? Do you see a big hurdle there at all?
Yeah, so going forward, yeah, so it will be in the phases, because the first system is like so making it visible for the customers, but also when we have the orders, making sure the employees understand, okay, this is the order, we have it, or these are the prices we have, or customers have. So yes, we'll be training the employees to make sure they understand the system or the website and how to access it. And it's very simple. It's user friendly. It's not going to be like, they have to take some time off to train it. It's going to be very user friendly, like the interface. So that'll be a small training. Yep.
I'm just thinking of how you scale it. If you start with a state and you put it in the Chamber of Commerce and you have a lot of interested small businesses, that's a lot of small businesses to handhold through the process. So I just, wanted to ask that question to gain an understanding of how you scale.
Yeah, so we're gonna start, for example, if let's say the businesses in Massachusetts or Connecticut or Rhode Island or New York, they want it. So for me, just having their products, and also if we have some pictures or something, we can incorporate that in the website, for example, and quickly provide them. So we have the hardware itself. If they say, okay, we just want to use our phone, so it can be accessible on the phone as well. So it's more making user friendly what works for them, and then we can work with them. But going forward, it will be providing them tablet, or providing them phone or something that will be easy to access.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's move to Dan. Let's move to Tiffany then, and then Dan, if you have a question, we'll come to you third.
Sorry, Dan. Thanks for the sense of humor. I love this ending, the last slide that you have here. I'm just curious, I know we kind of talked about how great this is for local businesses, and it sounds like it's going to be a big help for them, because certainly during the pandemic, everybody was just kind of scrambling and figuring out how to do the online ordering and just getting an online presence and just to keep business running. So that part is very clear as to how this will be really helpful. On the other side, though, what are your plans about how to kind of attract users, how to attract customers to use this app and to go to the website so that you actually have customers on the other end for these businesses?
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's the reason I was interviewing in person and going to I spoke with few farmer market folks. Have, on Friday to Saturday, they come in with all the organic food and everything. I went to couple of local restaurants to talk about, what other challenges are. And I did propose that, hey, if I'm gonna, when I was doing this interviewing and, researching a discovery piece, I did ask them, what if you have this product that does everything for them? You don't have to worry about anything. Your businesses will be online. And they were like, yeah, we are ready for that. If there's something, because they don't have that technology, they don't know who to go to, how to invest. And if I'm providing that resources, technology and everything, they'll be happy to learn it. I mean, learn isn't just understanding a little how to, navigate those websites. So based on their, having conversation, they were excited and they want to do it. They want this
Okay.
one-stop shop. So I was like, okay, I can provide that service. I can help them create that product. And that's why, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And there's like not only one business, like few small businesses. There are like thousands of local businesses which get help with, this kind of product. So that's what, that's how I'm going to help small businesses.
No, that's great. So just a quick follow-up. So what about on the flip side for the people, the customers, to know about the app and know about what you're doing and actually be a user of what you're doing? So like myself, who's, going to be a consumer of one of the local businesses, like what is your marketing plan to kind of attract me or let me know that this is out there?
Yes, yeah.
Business.
That's so great because I was like in the same shoe, like when I wanted that Mike's pastry, I was like, how do I order that? So definitely so there are like few plans. For example, first of all, we have like, in neighborhoods, I'll be using the flyers and, like in the mails and everything, but also like in the restaurants, if they go right now, everything is open, like they can go to the restaurants, but also marketing in front of the restaurants. Hey, you can order it online, and also providing, reaching out, like if we have, I still have to get like those. So on online marketing in my website, we'll be promoting and we'll be using like, few marketing tools, meaning like reaching out to the customers and saying that, hey, this is your, so for example, I can give you an example on when you search your restaurants on Google, right? You can see the reviews and images and everything, but also we can show them, hey, go to this website, Yes Local, and you can order it online. You can see the prices and everything.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I can use. And also like trade shows. And we have like so many events here in person right now. So promoting and going to those events and conferences and promoting it, like for the food events or the wine events or, like different places. So those.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Want to
thank
keep
you.
us moving here. The judges' questions are important, Dan. I want to give you just a quick opportunity if you did have one. If not, we'll move on.
Yes, I do have one.
Sure,
So
go
I just
ahead.
want to make sure I understood. What are you charging?
Yeah.
for customers to use this?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Dan. So my plan is for 9 months, I'm not gonna charge them. My goal is to acquire more customers, to acquire more small local businesses. And after 9 months, I'll start the subscription based on, and my plan is to charge $39.99 per month subscription based. And how did I got that number was based on like, depending on because they are small businesses, and I don't want to charge them a lot because they're like thousands and thousands of small businesses. So that's what I'm trying to, grow my business in like 2 or 3 years. And based on that, I can even, increase or have different subscription plans. But the initial goal is 9 months free, and then later on $39.99 per month. Does that answer the question, Dan?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, so that was a great job there. So thank you very much, and so thanks to everybody. That concludes the excellent presentation portion of our event today. So if you want to go ahead and mute your camera and microphone there, Shweta, thank you very much. So yeah, big round of virtual applause for all of our presenters today. They all did a great job presenting, and they did a great job presenting some really wonderful ideas. So. At this point, what we're going to do is we are going to bring up an audience poll. So I'm going to open the poll. It should appear on the right-hand side of the screen. Yep, looks like we are good. So everyone in our audience, if you could just direct your attention to the right-hand side, look for polling. And what you'll do is you'll make a selection, and then you will need to click the submit button. There will be some method of, it's a two-step process. You make your selection, you submit. I see folks are starting to do so. So, we're going to give you a few minutes to participate in our audience poll, see what our audience thought of all these versus, where the judges end up. At this point, our judges are moving out to a separate platform where they can perform their deliberation, and I'm sure their decision is not going to be an easy one after what we just saw here today. But they're going to go off and deliberate, but we're going to keep everything moving. We're going to keep it light and fun here And after we're done with the poll that's available here, it looks like we have about 16. We've got about a third of folks that have submitted, so please do continue to submit your responses to the poll. But after we're done with the poll, we are going to move into a a portion of the event today that I know I'm very excited about, which is where we're going to bring in one of last year's winners, one of the winners from last year's competition, to come in and discuss their experience. They're going to come in and talk with Jay from Harrisburg University. So checking on the poll, looks like we're getting close. I'm just going to give you a few more seconds here before I close the poll. And so any last minute submissions? We got a couple that are in progress. Just make sure you've submitted if you did so there. All right, the final countdown. We're gonna go in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's gonna close the poll for us. I just want to make sure that we do have the poll closed. If I could get an indicator from one of my colleagues in the chat here. So at this point, what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite Jay Jamohan and Kira, who is one of our last year's winners. If you want to turn your cameras on, there they are. If you want to turn your microphones on so I can make sure we're ready to go.
Hey, Justin.
Hello, Kira, are you on? All right. Let me step off the stage here and turn it over to you folks so you can discuss your experience. Thank you.
Hey, Kira, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Been a long time.
Yeah, welcome back. And you've been one of our pioneers, so it's always great to talk to somebody who was part of what I call the guinea pig of this process, right? I mean, we were trying to figure this out, and you just you were an incredible presenter, and you and your team blew the thing out of the water, and so that created a lot of excitement last time. So my first question is, as you're watching all these other presenters, this time, did it take you back to when you were doing it, and was there nerves, and did you feel for these folks, and what was your reaction when you watched this time?
Well, I just want to say congratulations to everyone first, but like watching these presentations, it immediately took me back to like where I was sitting in your seat just about a year ago. And I was so nervous, and I was like, I just have 8 minutes. That's all. And I remember sitting in, because COVID happened, so I was sitting in my office at home, and I was just thinking, wow, like I gotta like really work my butt off here, and I gotta present it well. And I really like all of you guys did an amazing job, and you should all be proud of yourselves. I just, it took me back, and I wish I could be in your seat again. I love presenting now. Like that was the turning point in my career, and going into college was, okay, I can present these things, and being passionate about something can really like show to you guys. I think, Jay, you've told me a lot that you could see my passion through my presentation, and that's what it's all about. And just sitting there watching all these other contestants having that passion for their company is like took me back, and I'm so proud of everyone.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing now, and kind of your journey from were you a senior or junior when you did the LaunchU?
When I did the LaunchU, I was a senior in high school, and actually my high school is here with 2 teams, which is amazing to see that they're continue growing their program down there. But where I am now, I am focusing on college and attaining like different clubs and programs and stuff, and then also just focusing on sports. I'm a college athlete, so it was important for me to focus on that first. But lately, I have been thinking about getting back into my product and reinventing it and making sure it's top notch, and then maybe going forward with the LaunchU Center and see where that can take us.
To tell us a little bit about which college or which university you are, and what's the major or the program you are, or are you undeclared, and is the college what you thought it would be coming in, especially with the pandemic, right? I mean, you kind of ended in a university right into the pandemic.
Yeah, it was right in the heat of it whenever I got to go to college, and I go to IUP. For those of you that don't know, it's Indiana University of Pennsylvania, a smaller D2 school up north, about an hour above Pittsburgh. and I'm majoring in marketing and minoring in business leadership. And Everly is the sector of the college that I'm in, and I absolutely love it. If you're ever looking for a good marketing school, I swear they are the most helpful people ever. I love them. And I don't know, I just love it up there. It's hard. Like, I'm in many different clubs as of now, and I'm on the executive board of some, and I just love every aspect of college.
Yeah, let me also say that we have a great school here at Harrisburg University also, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
just
you
want to
guys have
make
helped
sure.
me so much,
Right.
especially on my product side. Like, you guys, they're amazing for like startup companies and everything. Jay has helped me tremendously. Like, I can't thank him enough for all that he's done, and I'm excited to continue working with him.
Well, thank you. So, Sakira, so since you did the LaunchU, you had an idea, and that idea was really cool one, right? But then you were in high school, and then you kind of decided to go to college, and most of your other teammates, I'm assuming, also ended up in different universities. What's the advice you would give to the high school students that's been part of this, right, including your school and others who are come to the final? How do you make that decision? Like, if you feel like, this is a really cool idea, I should build this, but then I also need to go to college, right? I mean, what that looks like, that decision making, and if so, and a follow up to that would be like, if you had turned to your parents and said, Dad, Mom, I'm not going to college, I'm going to go build a company, right? What would their reaction be? So what's your take?
Yeah, well, my parents' reaction would be like, let's think about this a little more, please. But yeah, I think ultimately I think they would have been supportive if I full-heartedly believed in the company and think that it would go far, which I still do believe that. But college for me was necessary in my set because also it allowed me to play my sport for 4 more years, but it also, I knew it would give me the connections that I needed. It would provide me with more resources than just you guys. And I think that was a key factor in when I was going through the pro and cons list. I think that really influenced me is getting to know people, getting more of the business, and understanding my business more and how can I benefit it and go through different processes and make sure that when I put the product out there, that it's at the top notch that it can be at. And that way nobody can really compete with me because I'm going to be the best out there. So I think gaining that, spending this time and getting more knowledge and becoming more involved in the business world as itself is a key aspect for me. I weighed the pros and cons, and that's what I thought would benefit me and my product most. But as a high schooler, like when I was in high school and I was thinking about this, if you believe in your product full-heartedly and you're in the space where you have all the resources and you think you can get there, I say go for it. College is one route, but some of the most smartest businessmen in the world dropped out of college. Some didn't even go to college. And I think that's something you need to weigh and think about. Is it worth it or is it not? So, yeah, that's kind of what I went through when I was thinking of it.
Lastly, for the folks here who haven't heard you pitch, but at least give an overview of what your product was, right? Because it was a really cool idea, and I think it still makes a lot of sense today. And I don't think there's that many in the market, or I haven't seen anybody coming into the market. Because when you pitched, I had a couple of people from the Silicon Valley investors who were listening in who said, this is actual product. So just give a couple of highlight or overview of what that was about.
Yeah, so our product that we brought to the pitch was called Fair Play, and Fair Play essentially is a video game controller, but unlike every other video game controller, it was simplified. It was geared towards those that may have a disability, such as intellectual disability, something that's not physical, but it makes video games harder. And so we basically took our research and we went straight to researching, is there any product like this? And we found that there's not, that our really own competition is a video game controller itself and the one that's made for those with actual visible disabilities, such as, oh, you're missing an arm or something like that. And so we continued researching and we found all these different statistics showing that it's statistically harder for those with intellectual disabilities to go out there and play video games on the same playing field. And that's kind of where we got our name from, Fair Play, because we want to even the playing field. We want to make sure that if you're going to play a video game, everybody has the same equal opportunity. So we did our own research and we just kept on finding that this is something that's needed. There's nothing like it on the market. And we came across one of our staff members at the school, and her son actually had an intellectual disability, and he is the sweetest kid. We spent a couple of times with him and we played some video games with him, and he just struggled. And it was so hard to watch because he's yelling at his mom, help me, help me, help me, when it's just one button he can't seem to get down to beat the monster that's about to go eat him. And so that's when we were like, okay, we need to get this together and we need to run it. So we decided to develop this video game controller. It looks exactly like a regular one. There's no difference. That way they don't feel like they're any different than the kid sitting next to them who may have like a 4.0 GPA or something. So then we decided that the buttons need to be bigger. That way they're easier to hit. And there needs to be some kind of lighting to show the action that it's going to play. So we're combining several buttons into one button. And we're just gonna put on little light symbols with Bluetooth technology to be able to show if it's jump or run. And then we'll also have one big joystick that's a little larger than the rest. That way it's easy to identify. And that way they can play with that too. And that's for movements going up and down, left and right, faster, slower. And that's basically what our product is.
Yeah, very cool. So we'll wrap up here because want to continue with the program. But Kira, as everybody has just heard, I mean, she even now when it's not a formal pitch, it comes across the passion behind what they were trying to do. And like I've said before, Kira, you're off to great things, and we look forward to seeing you either as a founder of the the next Facebook, Google, whatever that great company is. And so good luck to you. And just touching on wrapping up, I want to mention that, Kira mentioned about the challenge of, you go to the university and many of the founders drop out of college to go build a company. And you are, privileged to this. Ryan Cohn has probably, talked to you about this. So at Harrisburg University's CIE is building a program called Maverick to Innovator, which is essentially geared to people from high school, students from high school who have an idea and really passionate about, want to build it, but then also earn a degree based on the competencies that they're doing to build a company, right? So that's one of the programs, we call it Maverick to Innovator. And it's for all the Mavericks like you and others out there that we're building this program for. And it's, again, we were inspired by people like you who came to us from high school with an idea, and we didn't want to let you, go to university. We wanted you to build that company, right? I mean, so we're hoping we can support that. So again, it's great to see you, Kira. And good luck.
You too. Yes, thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Jay, and thank you very much, Kira. And as anybody that participated in last year's events, just like Jay mentioned, is going to remember that pure passion for the idea and the concept that Kira and her team had, and it was really infectious. And that same passion, you can see it in the presentations today as well. So that's it's really just it really makes you feel good. So thank you for coming back and talking with us. So at this point, we're going to move into our mentor presentation portion of the event. Now, we are allotting, our mentors 1 minute to discuss their experience, but truth be told, they could probably speak for hours, about these positive interactions that they had. So fitting that into the minute is going to be a tough task for them, but we're looking forward to hearing from the mentors whose role is absolutely integral in this process. So up first, we have Saji. If we could just have one mentor per, if we could have just Ryan up at first. Sorry about that. We're going to hand it off to Ryan Anthony, who is working with Cameron and the Ride Along idea.
Yeah, hi guys. Great. This was awesome. I'm really impressed by all the presentations and just the motivation and energy. I'm a former educator, so seeing students kind of live out their passions and have ideas and be pushed to innovation is awesome. So working with Cameron and his group was great. Again, it's a perfect example of them using their passions and hobbies that they have with the Ride Along camera, just the need that they saw based off their own experience, and then being involved in something that's interesting, and they wanting to improve that, right? It was an innovation that was going to improve their life or make a feature or something for them better. And that success and their kind of passion came out in conversations that I had with them, which was exciting. So again, really glad to be a part of this and excited to help out. Working with Cameron and his team was awesome. Even though we had to do it through Zoom and virtual is still okay. But it would have been better if we more time and more hands-on. So we'll see where it goes from what those guys continue to do in terms of their ride-along camera. So really appreciate being a part of this, and good luck to everybody.
Right. Thank you so much, Ryan. So at this point, we're going to move over to Saji. And Saji worked with Shiju and Custo. So Saji, if you want to turn your camera back on and turn your mic on, there you are. And you can tell us about your experience.
Yeah. I would first like to thank Harrisburg University and CIE Jay and his team for giving me this opportunity. Was a great, fun program. I enjoyed it. Thanks to Becky and Justin too. Becky kept us in line with the program and making sure everybody is on schedule. My mentee team was awesome working with them. I really enjoyed working with them. At times I was critical about what they were doing and blunt. I hope it was okay and it worked out well for them. It was great working with them because we worked across 4 time zones. One person was in India, the other was in Munich, Germany, 2 in California, and then me in New Jersey. So these guys did a great job with my schedules being very busy. I hope you guys come out successful. It doesn't matter. Shout out to all the mentees. You guys are all winners. That's why you're here today. It doesn't matter if you don't win this prize, you're all winners. Keep up that smile. Keep going forward. You will all succeed in whatever you want to do. And always remember, keep that smile on. And last but not the least, stay in touch. You never know when our paths are going to cross each other again. I'm sure you guys will get in touch with me someday, or we will see each other. Wish you all the best, and good luck to the mentees and also to Harrisburg University.
Thank you very much, Saji, for those kind words. All right, we are going to keep on moving here. And up next, the next mentor we have is going to be Sherry Collins, who was working with Alec, and Zach with Valist. So Sherry, if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Great. Justin, thank you so much. First of all, thank you again for having me participate in this year's program. This is the second year that I've been a mentor, and I just have to say I'm completely blown away by the caliber of presentations, as well as the ideas and the students that were presenting them. I just didn't think that we could beat last year's, but I got to tell you, this year and this round of innovators and entrepreneurs is just completely incredible, impressive. Congratulations to everybody that has made it to this round. As my friend there just mentioned, you are all winners in this presentation and this competition by making it to this round. And the fact that you've put yourselves out there and that you were willing to participate in this just speaks volumes. I had the opportunity to work with Ballast, with Zach and Alec. And as you can imagine, there was really not a lot of work for me to do with these 2 individuals. I just had a great experience just connecting with them in general and learning more about them and who they are and what their product is. So I certainly wish all of them the best of luck, not just with this competition, but as they continue to move forward, whether it be with school or developing their products or their companies. So Justin, thank you. Thanks to Dr. Dar and Jay and all of HU for allowing me to participate again this year. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sherry. It's our pleasure to have high quality mentors working with these folks. So it's definitely our pleasure. So we're moving right along. The next mentor is Kelly Waltman, who is working with Perry and the idea Rack Shack. So Kelly, if you want to give us your experience.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Perry, she was such a joy to work with. Oh my goodness. I'm just so impressed. She's done so much work researching her product. She's so passionate about educating everybody about the potentially harmful effects of cell phone radiation, and really helping bring a solution to that problem. It was very educational for me, and also very inspirational. As she said, all of us have cell phones. Everybody's using a phone, most of us all throughout our day. So really such an important idea and product, and just couldn't be more proud of her. Really inspired by her passion, her ingenuity, her entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, she's a high school student and she's done so much already. So I'm confident that no matter what she pursues, she has a very, very bright future ahead. And I also want to say thank you, HU and CIE, for inviting me to be a part of this experience and this event. It's really been so much fun and just a great experience. So, and congrats to everyone. Great job, amazing ideas. So yeah, kudos to everybody. Thank you so much.
Wonderful sentiments there, Kelly. Thank you very much. So we're going to keep moving here. And up next, we have Dwayne McKee, who was working with Rocco and that team. So go ahead, Dwayne. Let's hear your experience.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. And as others have said, thanks to Dr. Dar and the HU team, as well as Jay and the CIE team. Very grateful for the opportunity to be part of the team, to Team SnapCharge, working with Rocco, Katie, and Elijah. A few things that stood out to me. Firstly, I think everybody could relate to the problem of keeping our cell phones charged. So certainly the problem statement was relevant. As far as the solution, I was intrigued that the team came up with something that was, pushing in the area of being more sustainable. So that concept was innovative and entrepreneurial, which is exactly what LaunchU is all about. Regarding the team, I saw that they were very flexible, and I was impressed with how they balanced all of their other commitments, whether that be school, work, family, that sort of thing. They certainly didn't seem fazed at all by the challenges that the pandemic has kind of placed on them. And then lastly, I'll just say, personally, I had a lot of fun. While being a mentor did require some time commitment, certainly it was well worth it. I enjoyed every touch point, providing feedback and the exchange between the team and myself. So it was really rewarding for me. And then I actually did a dry run with some of my peers for the team to get prepared for this event, and they really enjoyed it as well. So again, congratulations to Team SnapCharge. You should be proud of yourself. And congratulations to all of the participants and judges and mentors. Thanks again, HU and CIE.
Right. Thank you very much as well. And now we're going to bring up the next mentor, one of our own. It's Jay. Jay was working with Shweta with Yes Local. So Jay, if you want to go ahead and hop on with your camera and mic and tell us about your experience working with Yes Local.
Yeah, I was last minute step in because we had another mentor drop out. So that was the reason why I had to step in. And it was great, as you saw. Yes Local is something a really cool idea because I see it every day here in downtown Harrisburg with the small businesses struggling to get, going digital and getting on board. There's a local small burger joint that I go to where the owner keeps telling me that don't order through Uber Eats or any DoorDash because we have to pay a huge percentage. So if there's any way, please call us. And that's more challenging. So I think this is a timely idea, and hopefully, Shweta takes it to the next level. And it was very cool working with that. And she kind of came in late into the game. So she had to really scramble within much shorter time frame than all the others. But again, it's been a great experience. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Jay. So at this point, we're getting very close to the conclusion of today's events, and our judges they're just needing a little more deliberation time. So the presentations were so excellent today that this is obviously giving our judges a lot to think about and to chew on, as they say. So we're going to give them just a few more minutes here to come to their consensus regarding the winners for today. It looks like we have the judges coming back as we speak, so that's great. Dan, it looks like you're ready to go. I'm gonna just hand it right over to you. Are you ready to give us the winners?
Yes, I am ready to announce the winners.
The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of the Giant Company, happy to be one of the sponsors for today's event. I will begin by announcing the third place team that the judges consented on. So the third place prize will go to Custo. So congratulations on that. The second place prize will go to Valist. Congratulations on that. And the overall first place prize will be awarded to Paper AI. Congratulations on a job well done.
All right, if our winners just want to turn their cameras on real quick and just give us a quick wave and hello to acknowledge that they've won. There you are. Good job, good job. I see pure joy and excitement there. So congratulations to congratulations to our winners. So thank you, Dan, for hopping back in. All right, winners, congrats. If you could go ahead and mute your cameras. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm about to bring in Jamal Jones from Harrisburg University. Jamal's gonna kind of send us out. Thanks for having me today for the event. Take it away, Jamal.
Thanks, Justin. Good afternoon, everyone. Those were some great pitches, weren't they? Just before I give some acknowledgments we want to make, I do want to announce the winner of our fan favorite poll. The voting was very close, but in a very close vote, our winner was Paper AI, the fan fiction story generator. So, our fan vote was very much aligned with our judges for our official vote. So again, congratulations to Georgiana and Paper AI. We want to acknowledge some people today as we close out. Our sponsors, we want to say thank you to BBSB, the Business Behind Small Business Podcast, also the Giant Company, and Growing Stars, online tutoring at its best. Also, we want to thank our judges, Mr. Dan Alonzo, Innovation Manager with the Giant Company, Ms. Ginger Kunkel, COO of Riverview Bank, and Ms. Tiffany Cow, co-producer of the Business Behind Small Business Podcast. We want to thank our mentors for the time that they put in with our pitch competitors, just helping them prepare for today. Also, we want to thank our attendees and last but not least, the contestants themselves for volunteering and participating. We know today may have been, it could be nerve wracking, and they are still students. So, juggling the roles of preparing for this as well as some of their other responsibilities may have been tough, but again, everybody did a great job. Just in closing, if this is your first experience with any of the programming through HU and the CIE, we want to say, please, stay in touch with us. We have some, in addition to LaunchU today, next week on Wednesday, the 19th, we have our Conversations in Innovation discussion series, which will continue 12 p.m. to 1 o'clock. Registration is still open. We have some exciting things planned for this summer and into the fall, so be on the lookout for those as well. Once again, thank you for participating today, everyone, and enjoy the remainder of your day.
Thanks all.